We're solving systems of equations. Today we're going to learn how to solve systems of equations using elimination. Your essential question is, how do I solve systems of equations using elimination? Your learning intention, I'm learning to solve systems of equations using different methods. So pause the video. You have two warm-up questions. The first one, you are going to solve the system by graphing, and the second one using substitution. Pause the video and see if you can complete those two warm-up questions on your own. Well, I hope you tried. If you're looking at the first one, you begin at -2. You go up 1 and then right 2, because your slope is 1/2. Up 1, right 2. So I start at -2, I go up 1 and right 1, 2. Up 1 and right 2. I've got a good line going on. I can use that to graph now. For the second one, you begin at 3. This is a negative slope. You go down 2 and right 1. So I start at 3. I go down 1, 2 and right 1. Go down 1, 2 and right 1. As you can see, their point of intersection is 2, -1. Okay, if you did not do the second one on your own, please pause the video and try to do that now. We're using substitution. We have to look. I know what y is equal to. So I'm going to plug it in the second equation where you've got y is equal to. So I've got -3x minus 2, then in parentheses, 5x minus 7 is equal to -12. Distribute the -2. -3x. -2 times positive 5x is -10x. -2 times -7 is positive 9, is equal to -12. This should not be 9, this should be 14. I said 14 and I wrote 9 for some odd reason. Okay, -3 plus -10, -3x plus -10x, -13x plus 14 is equal to -12. Now I can solve. Step 1 is to subtract 14 from both sides. -13x is equal to -12 plus -14 is -26. Divide both sides by -13. And x is equal to 2. I still need to find y. So I'm going to use the equation that says y is equal to, because it'll make my life easier. Y is equal to 5 times 2 minus 7. All I did was substitute the 2 in. Y is equal to 10 minus 7. Y is equal to 3. So what is my solution? My solution is the point 2, 3. Okay, now the third way we show you how to solve systems of equations is by using elimination. It's my preferred method. Step 1, you write both equations in standard form if they're not in standard form already. You write the equations one under the other, keeping the columns straight. Create opposites of either the x or y variable so that you eliminate it when you add the columns, and you're adding straight down. Add the columns and solve for the first variable. Use that variable in one of the two original equations to find the second. You have to remember your standard form is that form, ax plus by is equal to c. So how does this actually work? Here's a system of equations. First thing I'm going to do is to make sure it's in standard form. It is in standard form. I'm going to make sure that my columns are straight. Draw a line underneath. 4x, negative 4x plus 4x is 0 x's. I've eliminated my x term. Negative 2y plus 8y is 6y. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Negative 12 plus negative 24 is negative 36. Divide both sides by 6. Y is equal to negative 6. I can use either one of these equations to find x. I prefer to use smaller numbers, so I'll use the first equation. Negative 4x minus 2y is equal to negative 12. Y is negative 6. Negative 4x minus 2 times negative 6 is equal to negative 12. Negative 4x, negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12, is equal to negative 12. Now solve for x. Subtract negative 12 from both sides. Negative 4x is equal to negative 24. Divide both sides by negative 4. And x is equal to 6. So my solution is the point 6, negative 6. So keep your columns straight and create those opposites for either your x variable or your y variable, unless they're already done for you. Add your column straight down. Solve for the first variable and then use that to solve for the second. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to check. I've got x, I've got 2x. They are not opposites. I've got negative y, I've got positive y. Those are. I don't need to do anything other than to add straight down. X plus 2x is 3x. Negative y plus y is eliminated, equals 11 plus 19 is 30. To solve for x, I divide by 3, and x is equal to 10. I'm going to actually use the first equation because those are to find y. X minus y is equal to 11, but x is 10. 10 minus y is equal to 11. I will subtract 10 from both sides. The opposite of y is a positive 1. So y must be a negative 1. The opposite of y is positive 1. Y must be negative 1. So my solution is the point 10, negative 1. Okay, you've got one to do on your own. We've shown you how to do it twice. Can you do it on your own now? Pause the video and do the next one on your own. Well, I do hope you tried to do it on your own. Draw the line underneath. 4x, negative 4x, that's my opposites, so I can add straight down. 4x minus 4x is 0 x's, so my x variable is gone. I have eliminated it. 8y plus 2y is 10y. 20 plus negative 30 is negative 10. Divide both sides by 10. Y is equal to negative 1. Which one am I going to use up here? Truly doesn't matter. I think I'll use the first one because all those numbers are positive, but that's my preference. 4x plus 8y is equal to 20. Substitute negative 1 in for y. 4x plus 8 times negative 1 is equal to 20. 4x, positive 8 times negative 1 is negative 8, is equal to 20. Now I'm ready to solve. Add 8 to both sides. Four x is equal to 28. Divide by 4, and x is equal to 7. So my solution is the point 7, negative 1. Okay, for the next one, we'll work on it together because there are no opposites. So as I'm looking at this, the 8x and 3 and negative 3x, there's no way to create opposites easy. Y, positive y and positive y. I can easily create opposites by scaling that second equation. I'm going to multiply everything by a negative 1. Negative 3x times negative 1 is positive 3x. Positive y times negative 1 is negative y. Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. I've created my opposites, and I can add straight down. 8x plus 3x is 11x. My y's are eliminated. Is equal to negative 16 plus 5 is negative 11. Divide both sides by 11, and x is equal to negative 1. Okay, I'm going to use the second one this time because I've got everything here. Well, maybe I'll go ahead and use the first one. So 8 times negative 1 plus y is equal to negative 16. Negative 8 plus y is equal to negative 16. Solve. Add 8 to both sides. Y is equal to negative 16 plus 8 is negative 8. So my solution is the point negative 1, negative 8. Okay, I showed you how to scale by multiplying by negative 1. Can you do that on the next one? Does it matter if we scale the first or the second one? No. But if you look, I've got a negative 12 here. The second one would probably be the smarter one to scale. So pause the video, scale the second equation by multiplying every term by negative 1. Then solve. I hope you tried. So this becomes a positive, this becomes a negative, and this one becomes a positive. I've eliminated my x value. So 6y minus 3y is 3y. 6 plus 12 is 18. Divide by 3, and y is equal to 6. Okay, which one am I going to use? Truly doesn't matter, but if I use the first one, then my y value will be positive. If I use the second one, then my x value will be positive if I use the scaled one. So 6x minus 3 times 6 is equal to 12. You can use the original here, or you can use the scaled one. All three of those you can use to find the other variable. So I chose the one that we'd scaled. 6x minus 18 is equal to 12. 3 times 6 is 18. To solve, add 18 to both sides. Six x is equal to 30. Divide by 6, and x is equal to 5. So my solution is the point 5, 6. That's the point where those two graphs intersect. How do you know when you're successful? You know you're successful when you can solve systems of equations using any method. This method is elimination.